This is going to be a little bit of a different video than I normally make. I usually talk about platinums that I already have, but today we're actually going to be talking about platinums that I don't want, but that I don't. No, that's not. Instead of talking about platinums that I already have, I want to be talking about platinums that I want, that I don't have yet. Some of these games are on my backlog and I need to clean up, and other ones are games that I've never played but really want to play. How many? I don't know yet until I run out of platinums I don't want. So the first platinum that I really want is one that I've actually already played and is on my backlog. Returnal. Now, I'm actually a pretty big fan of roguelikes. This is something that I didn't even realize until I played Hades. That kind of opened Pandora's box for me really enjoying roguelikes. No, that's actually not even true. Valhalla was the first roguelike I played. That's why I played Hades. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. My first real roguelike experience was God of War Valhalla, actually, if you can believe it. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the difficulty or just learning how to adapt to different scenarios or mastering the game's combat and gameplay, but I just really, really enjoyed Valhalla. So much so that I immediately hopped into Hades and got that platinum. And ever since then, I've been kind of having this hunger to do more roguelikes. And the reason why I want Returnal's platinum is because, yes, I've heard it's actually a pretty hard platinum to get. It is RNG heavy, but it's also really fun. I did play about like 3 or 4 hours of it, and I really enjoyed it. It's a game that I definitely want to go back and play. I probably would start over from the beginning just because I don't really remember much of the details of what happened. But I do have a few trophies in that game. Returnal just has like a really cool vibe with it. The enemy designs are amazing, and I kind of like the aesthetic of like all this bullet hell dodging. I think it's really fun. It kind of reminds me of like a 3D Cuphead a little bit. Obviously, it's very different from Cuphead, but just the aspect of all these bullets flying at you and having to dodge them. And I'm pretty sure that Returnal is a somewhat rare platinum too, so I'm trying to get more rare platinums on my profile just because like I think rare platinums are cool and it's a game I want to play. So Returnal is definitely the first platinum that I want. I might even go for it this year, but who knows? My backlog is so big right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. So the second one is going to be weird because it's a very, very hard platinum to get, and it's Monster Hunter World. Now, some of you might know this, but I used to be a different person on YouTube. I used to be Red Leopard Videos, and I would make a bunch of Monster Hunter content, and I just kind of got tired of the series because I overworked myself making these Monster Hunter videos, and I was like, okay, I don't ever do a Monster Hunter video again. But I do think I would like to make a video about me getting the Monster Hunter World Platinum. This is another game on my backlog because I started playing World again to try to get myself back into Monster Hunter. And I did like the story and I got a few other miscellaneous trophies. So I think it would be really cool to get this one because like it's just such a big game and it's a really rare platinum. And I also used to love this franchise. Maybe this is what will get me back into Monster Hunter. I don't know. I've tried getting back into Monster Hunter so many times. It's just really hard for me to do it. But with Monster Hunter Wild coming out next year, I think it comes out 2025. This would be the perfect time to get back onto World to try to get some of those trophies because the online scene for Worlds right now is really active because of Wilds. So I don't know when I would do that. It probably would not be something I would try to do all at once. It would be something I would definitely do periodically just because trying to do a game that big all at once would take me months. And I'm trying to meet a quota of platinum, so I don't really think I could do that. But eventually, I do want to get Monster Hunter World's platinum. I probably will have to get Iceborne's too, just because I did accidentally pop a trophy in the Iceborne achievement because I did something in Worlds that's technically an Iceborne feature. I don't remember when I did it, but I did do that, and now I have to also get Iceborne's platinum at some point, but the one I really want is Worlds. If I liked Worlds a lot and I really wanted to go and get Iceborne's platinum, then maybe I would go back and do it. But yeah, that's kind of another one that I really want. So these two are kind of cheating. It's not really cheating, but it kind of is. I want Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2's platinums. I have almost every single Soulsborne platinum except for Dark Souls 1 and 2. I have Bloodborne, I have Elden Ring, I have Sekiro, I have Demon Souls, I have Dark Souls 3. I just don't have Dark Souls 1 and 2, and I just really need to do these. Dark Souls 2 would actually probably be a really fast platinum pop for me because I am at the end of Dark Souls 2. Like, I beat the final boss, but I don't think I went into New Game Plus. And I already did the hardest covenant to max out, like on my casual playthrough. So if it didn't boot me in the New Game Plus, I could go and get all the collectibles I needed before I had to hop in the New Game Plus for whatever exclusives are there. So I do think that platinum is actually very doable. It'd probably be really quick. Unfortunately though, I don't think I would make a video on Dark Souls 2 just because, like, as I said before, if I am still my first playthrough, then I don't think a video on Dark Souls 2 would be interesting, considering it would literally just be cleanup since I've done almost everything in that account. Dark Souls 1, on the other hand, I will be making a video on because Dark Souls 1, I've only beaten it one time. It's probably the game that I played the least out of all the FromSoft games. I don't dislike it. I actually really like Dark Souls 1. It was at the end of my marathon because I was playing through all the FromSoft games in anticipation for Elden Ring, and by the time I got to Dark Souls 1, I probably could have beaten it, but I kind of just was like, man, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to commit to Dark Souls 1, because if I get far into Dark Souls 1 and then Elden Ring comes out, obviously I'm never going to pick that up again. So I decided to stop it early rather than like stop in the middle of a playthrough, because I thought that would be weird. But I'm glad now, because now I can do an entirely new character and start from scratch and get all the trophies and stuff like that. So Dark Souls 1 and 2 definitely are going to be platinums that I get, maybe even this year. I don't know. It could be cool to get Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 all in the same year, but I don't know what my games look like for the rest of the year. Though I do know one game that I'm working on right now, and we'll talk about that at the end of this video. So this next game is actually not from my backlog. It's just a platinum that I really want, just because I think that I would really enjoy this franchise and this series, and I think this would be a really good one to like start with. I really want a platinum Persona 5 Royal. Now, I own this game and have been wanting to play it for a really, really long time, but just haven't, merely because of the time commitment. I was actually going to play it this year, but because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth took so long to platinum, I just don't know if I want to commit and do another really big RPG in the same style as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, obviously Persona 5 is very different. I just don't know if I want to take that on right now. Anyway, I do really want to play it because like all the gameplay that I've seen from Persona 5 looks amazing and looks right up my alley. I also actually played the original Persona 5 like back in college, and I got all the way through the tutorial level, and I was really interested in the game, but I lost my copy because, you know, college and moving, and I just never picked it up after that, which was very sad. So Persona 5 is definitely a game I want to play. I think it'd be a lot of fun to like get into that world of Persona 5. I know Persona 3 Reloaded came out recently, and if I like Persona 5, I would go and play Persona 3 just because like I just feel like that's a logical thing to do. But yeah, I really want that platinum. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Now, another game that I really want that actually came out this year is Stellar Blade. Now, Stellar Blade is a game that I thought was really interesting when I saw a gameplay of it, because it actually looks like it's a lot of fun. I actually own it too. I still have not played it yet because of the intimidating collectibles. I hear there's over like 1,000. I might be wrong. I'll put it right here how many there are. It's a game that I want to play. I was gonna play it actually after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but obviously I did not do that, and instead I'm playing Super Meat Boy. Again, I don't know why I do this to myself, but regardless, it is a game that I will eventually play at some point because I bought it, and I feel like it'd be a waste of money if I didn't play it. I just don't know when. It's not something like I'm like gung-ho, like I need to play this yesterday kind of mentality, but it is something where I'm like, okay, I own this game. It looks like a lot of fun. I need to just like sit down and actually commit and play it. So this last platinum that I want is actually pretty infamous. It's probably one of the hardest platinums that I'll go for, or maybe even the hardest platinum that I'll go for. It's another game on my backlog, but it is definitely a platinum that I want just because I started it all these years ago and I really just need to finish it. Devil May Cry 5. If you know me at all, and you probably don't, but if you know me at all, then you know that at least once a year, I like to go for a very, very hard platinum. 2023, I got the Jump King Platinum. 2024, I'm currently working on the Super Meat Boy Platinum. And I think in 2025, I want to get the Devil May Cry 5 Platinum. And obviously, this is a 10 out of 10 difficulty Platinum. It asks a lot of you. I think it's like 6 or 7 playthroughs. I don't know the exact number. I'll put it right here. But yeah, it's a lot of playthroughs. And you have to like get an S rank on all missions. So you're probably going to have to do more than 6. It's a very, very extensive Platinum. You have to be really, really good at the game in order to get like the highest rank on a level possible, because if you make even just one mistake, then you have to start over. And it's a lot of trial and error. It's essentially you have to do no death runs on multiple different levels of difficulties. And it's something that I think will be extremely difficult for me personally. I actually have footage of me playing it way back in the day when I was on Red Leopard videos. And I even have footage of me trying to get the platinum and popping some trophies back in 2023. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. I really do think that Devil May Cry 5 will be my magnum opus once I actually get that platinum. I don't know when that will happen, just because like obviously I'm doing Super Meat Boy right now and that's just like draining my soul. But I do want to get that because I do think that that's going to be a really, really cool trophy to have. And honestly, I really just need to beat the game. I really just need to close the chapter on that book and just like win and just beat it. But yeah, so those are all the platinums that I want that I don't have yet. Hopefully at some point in the future, I will have gotten all those platinums and maybe even have videos covering each one of those platinums. But who knows, because I certainly don't. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what platinums you want, because I would love to hear what kind of games y'all are into and just kind of what you guys want to have as platinums. Because I'm always looking for new games to add to my list, because my list is just ever expanding. So yeah, I'd love to hear what kind of platinums you guys want in the future. And maybe we have some common platinums that we want together, or maybe we don't. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Ryan Kelly, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.